From my heart to yours. The shadow side of spirituality. And to me, the essence of spirituality is oneness, is we are all one. There is only one of us. And from the master spiritual teachers across history, this is the message. There is only one of you. There's only one of us. But 2023, the shadow side of spirituality today in this year, not necessarily from core master teachers, but as I experience it in 2023, there is a lot of divide, separation, blame, and spirituality has a part of it that's very blame and shamey. Like, I'm spiritual, I'm awakened, but it's the narcissist's fault. It's their fault. That person, this group of people, or they're doing that and it's different from me, and I'm awakened and they're still doing their mundane jobs and they're all asleep. And it teaches you, to cut these people away from your life and separate yourself from them. And there's a real shadow essence of that's not okay. We're about the light. The darkness is not okay. Separation, divide, blame. If others don't know, then they're not in, right? Have you experienced that? Whereas, to me, the new spirituality is presence. Just because I'm moving away from that word, because lots of people are caught up in something that's not oneness, right? Because present moment, oneness, heart consciousness would say, love everyone where they're at. They're allowed to be where they're at. They're allowed their own time. Honor where they are at. Because it's the polarity that teaches love. You cannot have one without the other. I'm sorry, you wouldn't be awake if there still wasn't some asleep. There needs to be duality. So love the other half of what is, because you wouldn't have that without them. And accept and cherish and honor, because we're all one playing this game and each character is playing their part perfectly. So honor someone's difference, honor where they're at, honor their consciousness, because they know what they're doing. There's an assumption sometimes, it feels, in spirituality where it's like there's no trust that actually we know what we're doing. Each consciousness knows what they're doing. It's the human ego part that says, well, actually, I know something and you don't. Perhaps you should, but actually, really, at our heart's core, and everyone has a heart, they just might be in their head. They're pretending to forget. But in every single one of us' heart's core, there is this knowing. And coming back to the heart is a remembering when you want to remember. Because if everyone remembered at the same time, that's not the case. That's not what our collective has chosen. Therefore, can't be that effective. We have chosen this experience. And I feel there's a big part of oneness that's been a little bit lost. And the essence of that would be trust and allow others to be where they're at. Allow others to be where they are at. And if there was oneness, if we are truly all one, and somebody is acting in fear with a closed heart because they're being toxic, because they think that behavior is keeping them safe. They're scared. Their little one is scared and they're acting like that because their ego is fooling them into thinking this is going to keep you safe, this behavior. But it's hurting people around them, but they don't know any better. If we're all one, wouldn't you help? Wouldn't you help? Rather than separate and divide and condemn and judge and say, cut yourself off from that. It's only because it's difficult to help. And some people might say, well, I even tried to help. I tried so many times. Yeah, but I bet you tried from a head place. And the head will say, you're broken, you need fixing, you need help. And if I received somebody from their head judging me, condemning me, and telling me that I needed help, or let me help you, but from a judgment heady place, I wouldn't want to receive that help. If the help came from a genuine, heart, open, compassionate place, it said, there's nothing wrong with you. You do not need fixing. What do you need? Ask them, is there anything I can provide that will bring you back into safety? And just sit with them, maybe in silence. Breathe and send them love. Eventually they might open. They have a heart in there as well. This person might need a slow touch. They might need no touch and a little bit of space to feel safe. We don't know what this person needs. But given the time to explore, they will eventually feel safe in your presence enough to open if you are in your heart and saying, you're not broken. You don't need fixing. I'm here just to make sure your little one is safe. And they will open. And you can connect heart to heart in a loving, beautiful way and find out, what was this person afraid of? What was this being trying to protect? Why were they so closed? But in our society at the moment, because it's coming from a heady space, there is lots of talk on the internet. Oh, it's the narcissist. The narcissist can't be helped. They cannot change their personality type. And I feel like, wow, that's a big decision. And it's like, you might have tried for years and years and years and years and years and got no results. But what about if you're trying the wrong way? What about if what you've tried just isn't the right approach? Because you don't know how to help, you're assuming they can't be helped. But if a narcissist truly opened their heart, it would be a completely different story. And if they were met with, there's nothing wrong with you, you are not broken. Given the time and the space and the love of which they never had, everyone at their essence has a heart and a remembering. And to me, oneness means no one gets left behind. No part of humanity gets labelled and judged and condemned and said, well, it's the narcissists, they can never be helped, and that's the problem with humanity. What happens if the problem is a judgment from the head? And that every being is intrinsically good at their core. And if met with heart techniques, heart intelligence, heart circle, a body of work that maybe can open them, they would find themselves and they would stop using ineffective habits that they think keep them safe, because they would find a new way. Therefore, they would choose themselves. This feels better. But they don't know that way. from my heart to yours. I hope that's helpful.